Hi, I'm Joe. Good afternoon. Welcome back to my channel, Lords of the Fly. Today's Wednesday, December 10th. 3 days ago on Sunday in the morning, I went to a local church where I participated in a fill-a-bag sale. I bought a dollar fill-a-bag. When I got back home, I discovered that I had 30 books that I bought for a dollar. So in price averaging, the cost of each book was roughly 3 cents and a fraction. I'm happy to report that. Well, let me first of all share with you that normally the books that I list in my eBay inventory can take weeks, months, or years to sell. Long tail items are those that take several years to sell. And what I do with those, my strategy is to refresh them. And what I mean by that is to end the listings and then relist them as sell similar. And what this does, it puts these items up to the top of the algorithm's registry. It makes the eBay algorithm think that I'm entering and listing new items when in reality these are old items that I'm just, quote, refreshing, ending and listing again, so to speak. Well, I'm happy to report that one of the items I purchased 3 days ago sold yesterday, and I was able to mail it off today. I'll share with you. It's a 9-book set that came in what is called a cardboard sleeve. It's like an open-ended box covered on 3 sides, but one side, the face is open, so you can see the titles of the 9 individual books that are placed in there like a shelf. And it's a box set. Little House on the Prairie is a popular series written by Laura Ingalls Wilder. And some of you, especially baby boomers, may remember the popular TV show that was based on those set of books by Ms. Wilder. Little House on the Prairie was a big hit back in the day. Well, I thought this is a good find because I thought being this close to Christmas, I'm sure that there are a lot of young elementary school readers or those who are 9 to 12 years old or what I would call tweens. They're between elementary school and teenage years, and they're interested in getting chapter books. So a lot of parents may be looking for those. So I listed it. What I did with the 30 books is I cost averaged them. I divided $1 by the 30 items, and I got something like 3.3 cents per book. So with these 9 books as part of the book set, it left 21 other books, which I multiplied by 3 cents to get 63 cents. Well, 63 cents from a dollar leaves 37 cents. So instead of pricing those 9 books in the Little House of the Prairie series, I just put a total figure of 37 cents, which brought everything to a dollar, which is perfect. And so I counted the cost average for that particular set of books in the cardboard sleeve as 37 cents. The item sold for $27.52. And why $27.52? Well, I priced it that way. As I've mentioned before in past videos, I don't like pricing things at $9.99 or $2.99 or $3.99, etc. I want to be creative in my pricing. So I usually take the anniversary or birthday dates that are familiar to me. In this case, 2752, respectively, the day of the month that I was born, and 52, the year that I was born, 2752. Someone purchased it. I've also put everything in my books inventory on free shipping status. And I believe just that change alone has created some sales, because in the past week, I've sold about 4 items, including this box set, very easily. And I think the free shipping is what draws some of these buyers. Well, this particular set was purchased by a young lady in Canada. And so I'm thankful that I was able to box it up last night, and my wife gave me kudos for selling it that quickly. And I was happy because for the dollar that I spent, I already made $27.52. Not all of it profit, mind you, because I did have to pay for shipping, which came out to $8.22. I did have to pay for eBay fees. And after the fees and the shipping expense, I ended up profiting a net of $14.80. And I wrote that in my notebook in the margin. I kind of like to look in my notebook every so often to give me research fodder so that when I go on buying trips, I know what to look for, replacement items for some of the things I've sold, or similarly situated items that are familiar and very similar in niche style. Like, for example, if I sold a Little House on the Prairie series, I might find another series that's similar to that and target it to the same age group, the 9 to 12-year-olds, and I'll pick it up. Anyway, I was thankful that I sold it that quickly because that meant money back into the cash flow, and cash flow that I could turn over by investing in another fill-a-bag sale or another yard sale, estate sale, thrift store sale, etc. So that's the strategy of an eBay seller. You make a sale and you put the money back into your business. You purchase other items, and you keep going like that. And you generally, over time, build an inventory. I've been selling on eBay for 25 years. Not all of that time was spent selling books. I would say about the last 10 plus years, I've been selling books. But before that, I was a fly tyer. So I sold a lot of my fishing flies or fly tying materials like feathers and fur and nylon and hooks. But that got to be labor intensive. I developed a crick in my neck and a sore lower back from the hours spent sitting and intensely tying flies over a small area. So with the book selling, I enjoy book selling because I try to read about 40% of the books that I buy. I'm a speed reader, and I also skim a lot, but I've gained a lot of knowledge reading books, especially in the religious and spiritual niche, which I specialize in. But anyway, from a dollar spent on Sunday, I've already made back $27.52, which puts me way ahead, and everything else is going to be gravy. But I wanted to share that because that was a triumph. Like I said, I normally spend weeks, months, sometimes years in selling books, but when I can sell a book or set of books that quickly, that's a feather in my cap, because it's all about turning that cash flow into more inventory. So that was a high for me, and I'm thankful to God for that. I do a lot of praying to the Holy Spirit. The Holy Spirit is my business partner on eBay and my chief executive officer here on YouTube. I know it sounds like I'm saying that with tongue in cheek, but I sincerely mean that. I am very dependent on the Holy Spirit to guide my work. I will put out the effort, but all the parts that needs to be added to bless my work, I let God do the work. He takes care of the rest. As long as I'm honest and I treat my customers right and I behave as a Christian in my selling and reselling and in my communication with my customers, I believe God will bless me. And He has thus far. 25 years of selling on eBay, my reputation is stellar, and I enjoy what I do because I feel in some ways it emulates what God has done in my life. God's creativity, God's grace, God's compassion, God's elevation of my purpose into something for His glory. I love that. And I've met a lot of people, fellow Christians, who have a lot of questions and have a lot of good things to say about what the items they purchased from me, how these items have blessed them or their family members. And that's a good feeling, to be able to feel like I'm contributing to my global community at that level. Anyway, thank you so very much for joining me. I invite you, if you haven't already, to subscribe to my channel. Yes, I am trying to grow my channel, and I need subscription and watch hours. So thank you so very much. I learn a lot from people that I've watched on YouTube, and I hope that you can learn a lot from me as well. If you have any questions, please feel free to ask your questions and comment on any of my YouTube videos, and I'll do my very best to get back to you in a timely manner. But for now, this is Joe. I have very simple YouTube inventory. Right now, this is the first time I've actually held the iPhone in my hand while I'm doing the video. But I'm having trouble downloading some of my longer videos, so I'm trying to shorten them. I actually did a longer version of this, and it's not going to work out, so I wanted to cut it down and then try it again. Anyway, God bless you. Have a wonderful rest of your day. Again, this is Joe signing off for Lords of the Fly. See you next time around. Bye.